I'm Mark Dutton, team manager here at Red Bull Ampol Racing. We are an engineering company that goes racing. We compete in the Australian Supercars series on closed circuits. We design the cars, we build the cars. You can't compete in the Supercars series without buying components off us. And when it comes to technology, we rely so heavily on HP. Over the last 15 years, we've taken out a lot of championships, race wins, and Bathurst, which is our marquee event. We got an email from Red Bull to ask us if we wanted to jump on board with Toby Price Racing and go and do some desert racing in FINKE. It was definitely something I was never going to turn down. It's a race across 2 days. Big whoopses, big jumps, red dust that gets into every component. And you're doing that for about a 500 kilometre round trip, 200 kilometres an hour. This is the Bathurst of the desert. It's a true test of machine and driver.
Yeah, buddy. That was a good one.
Toby'd been out to FINKE quite a few times.
Hey mate, how we doing?
Obviously massive success on the bike, but with the four wheels, it had been a very bitter journey for him.
You feel like going? Yeah.
Having untouchable leads and then the truck breaking down.
Underneath! Have a look underneath!
This year, he was going to be putting everything he could into making sure that didn't happen, and that started with the build of the truck. Usually in off-road racing, the cars are not so much data-driven, but Toby took it to the next level. There was sensors he had that the truck manufacturer had actually never put on a truck before, so he was pushing to really have that data so that you find the issue before it becomes a race stopper. The HP gear is really the nerve centre of the race team. It's embedded in the team from start to finish, every single department. Now it's time to pack it up, take it out to the desert and really put it through its paces. Brand new in racing means unproven. You don't know if it's going to be up to the task that you're about to put it through. And it's about to do Australia's toughest desert race.
Dave's got a good time to beat.
So he's got to beat a 4:43 to put him on the box.
Yep.
So.
Prologue is equivalent to qualifying for us. I think it is absolutely critical. The amount of dust that's getting thrown up, you have to have pole if you want to win. Got pole, so that's a big tick off the checklist. But reliability is what let Toby down before. Straight away look in the data, and unfortunately, there is a problem. The alternator had an issue, so we're swapping that out. Not the best start when you've done so few Ks and you're finding what could have been a major issue. You would get left behind without the HP gear. So race day finally arrives. Early start, it's dark, it's cold.
Just keep like a nice good momentum going. And
First time for me in my life, I'm inside the cockpit, navigating with Toby Price.
All right, have some fun.
Toby had looked after the truck, but also extended the lead a little bit so that we could roll into the return leg in a comfortable position. Being in the middle of the desert, it was cool to see the technology meeting the outback. Looking over the data for the truck, I turn around and I see the film crew. They'd been in the chopper tracing us all day. They're on the HP equipment already editing so they can get those spectacular images to the fans. Looking at the data, we sort of noticed with diving deeper that everything might not be as good as we thought.
At the end of day one, we found we had a fuel pressure drop. We started looking through the data, trying to figure out why possibly have a fuel pump that's failing on it.
It was a lot of work for them to swap that out and have it prepared for the next day. You have to dig into the data to find those issues, and HP help us with that to no end. We'd done everything we could, but Toby's been in this position before multiple times where then it all just disappears on the next day when the truck let him down. You could have cut the tension with a knife.
Coming up, Toby. Going straight over rise.
It's going through the last final sections. You're just hoping and holding your breath that whole time, waiting for it to cross the line. And when it did, it was party time. We made sure we prepared properly to have the race crew, the team, to see the technology. We couldn't do that without a partner like HP. And to be part of that was pretty amazing.